Hey everybody, thanks again for inviting me back into your classroom, and let's disrupt some more assumptions, this time with a focus on Islam. So the first disruption that I think is imperative to disrupt is that Islam is a religion of violence. We just don't see that. In the upper right, we have a picture and slogan from the Bereaved Families Forum, a forum that takes Muslims primarily from Palestine and Jewish and Christians primarily from Israel and gets them to talk together and get them to try to achieve peace. We see Muslims all over the world giving charity and standing with people who are marginalized. In fact, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, as you probably learned already, is that they're expected to give charity and give to the poor. So it would be fully inaccurate to say that Islam is a religion of violence. Just as it would be fully inaccurate to say that Islam is a religion of peace. Many of you have grown up in America, so I don't need to show you a bunch of images of Muslims being violent. But there are plenty of examples all around the world of Muslim terrorism, hate in the name of Islam, restricting civil rights in the name of Islam. And so we can't say that Islam is a religion of peace if these exist. But we can't say any religion is a religion of peace or a religion of violence. In fact, I like to relate it back to what Desmond Tutu said in his analogy that religion is like a knife and that it's morally neutral. You can pick up a knife and use it to make food to feed someone. Or you can pick up a knife and stab someone in the back with it. Religion is just like that knife on a table. By itself, it's not good or bad or peaceful or violent. It's a tool used by people for peace, for violence. Another assumption we gotta disrupt is that Muslim equals someone from the Middle East, because the vast majority of Muslims are not from the Middle East. You see, only 20% of Muslims worldwide live in the Middle East. Which should make you question, why is the prevalent image of a Muslim someone from the Middle East? And what is it about our geopolitical climate that is making us conflate Islam in the Middle East as the same thing? So when we talk about Muslim countries, we're talking about places with vastly different culture. The culture in North America is so different than the culture in Southeast Asia, which is so different than the culture in Western Europe or the Middle East. And so when we say Muslim countries do this or Muslim countries do that, that's a tough sell. There are several Muslim countries that have women heads of states. America's primarily Christian and we don't have that. Can we say Christian countries are anti-women? No, because we recognize the diversity within Christianity and so-called Christian nations. And we need to extend that same courtesy or that same academic integrity to Islam. And the final disruption we should disrupt is that Muslim values always clash with Western values. It's not the case. Some countries have values that clash with Western values. Iran would seem to be one of them. But these top 2 pictures are from Iran right before their revolution. Now, during the same time that Iran had a religious-fueled revolution, we had something similar in America with the moral majority and the rise of the Christian right taking and exerting power. Now, obviously, ours was a much more democratic revolution. I mean, we don't have an actual theocracy, but imagine how different our country would be if that particular subset of Christians got to decide the laws. And then here in the bottom, we have a group that is known as the Mipsters, and these are Muslim hipsters, people that would fit in almost anywhere and in any club. They look entirely Western. They've bought into Western fashion and Western capitalism. And so I hope I was able to poke a few holes in your assumptions that you may have had about Islam. I'll see you guys again.